about my BMW E90. I've been encountering so much different problems. There's so many. I can't even explain how many problems I'm encountering. And this is my mistake. I shouldn't have purchased a 2006 BMW. I still love my car. I don't plan on selling it. But the problems I'm encountering, because it's the first year of the E90, they have a few flaws in the manufacturing right off the bat. The first one that's like really pissing me off is that something that's going to most likely happen to your 2006 E90. Doesn't matter if it's a 330, a 328, a 335. I don't think they used to have a 320. I think it's a 325. Is going to be the transmission. I only have 60,000 miles on my car, and I'm already encountering transmission failure. It says it on the dash, transmission failure. Sometimes when I'm trying to hit up to, like, if I go 100 miles per hour, it's all of a sudden going to start jerking gears real quick, like it doesn't know what's going on anymore. And this didn't always used to happen, but since I got the car, there was a little bit of a jerk feeling. It was my mistake. I mean, I was so excited for the car, I didn't even notice that little jerk feeling, and then I just remembered that there were that jerking feeling when I first got the car. So that's one of like those big issues with the E90, guys. When you guys look into purchasing an E90, look out for the transmissions. Please go through all the gears, make sure the car is running fine. It's running fine, but I don't know how much longer. If it does end up going down, I'm probably gonna end up swapping it out with the manual. So I bet you some of you guys are like, oh, please brake for me, I'm a college student. If you're getting a BMW, you're trying to have some fun, at least be smart and look out for something like that. The 2006 are known for this problem. It is like one of the main problems on this car. My second biggest problem with this car, it's going to have to be the heat and the air conditioning system. They are notorious for breaking down on this car as well. For me, I haven't encountered this issue, thank goodness. The transmission is already a big problem for me, but hopefully I don't run into that. That's another big issue with the E90's 2006. Again, I'm telling you guys the worst case scenario kind of stuff, because I'm just letting y'all know, please check this kind of stuff, because if you check all this kind of stuff right here I'm going to be telling you guys, then you should be good and have a good E90. This E90 I have no other issues. Oil filter change lasts like 10,000 miles. Brake pads last forever. I have brake lights on my car right now, which I'll be discussing as another problem, but it's not because of the brakes, it's not because how fast they worn out, it's just BMW. Money, money. The air conditioning on this car, thank goodness, works, but they're notorious for also breaking. So make sure you guys just test those, make sure they work on full blast, etc., and you guys should be fine. Third issue for me, almost not even just the 2006, a lot of the E90s, I think 2007 and 8, like the previous generation of the E90, the auxiliary port, they break the clips that hold the auxiliary port into place in the armrest. In the armrest, there's an auxiliary cable. That piece, there's two chips holding that auxiliary, the port, and it tends to break very easily. Once it breaks, it's just dangling in there. So if it goes back in, you have to open up the whole center console and try to pull it back out again. It was a pain. I had to do it. You either replace your whole center console over that one little thing, or you glue it. But I didn't feel safe with just gluing. What if it falls back in? It was just a lot of work taking it back out. So I just left it out in the center console. My fourth biggest concern about this car is the miles per gallon. There are some times that I drive this car like I stole it, or I drive this car like I'm an idiot, and that's usually what most BMW drivers do. They're idiots. But I get 13 miles to the gallon. All right, if you look at an Audi R8, that's how much it gets miles per gallon. So I don't know why I get such poor fuel economy. I talked to a few. I have this BMW dealership I always go next to. I ask them all my questions, so I can tell you guys about my videos and stuff like that. And they told me it has to do with fuel injectors and all this other stuff. There's a lot of things tied to your fuel tank. So there's the sensors, the everything. So it could be a sensor problem, it could be the fuel injectors, it could be all kinds of stuff. I doubt it's the sensor, because I'm driving and I noticed that my gas gauge is dropping significantly. So that's a big concern for me. If gas, of course, BMWs are people know them for costing a lot. Fuel economy is not the greatest, but I knew it when I bought this car that I should have no problem with fuel. And it is a problem, but I'm fine with it because I enjoy driving this car. I have my parents' cars that could be driving that, but instead I drive this and I pay for the gas because I love driving this car. Now I'm just telling you guys this. If you have a problem with like is gas a problem over your monthly payments for this car, etc., then don't get this car if all you can do is afford the monthly payments. There is a lot of gas. This thing is premium gas, and it's literally drinks gas. I have to feed this car more than I feed myself. That's how bad it is. But again, I love this car. My fifth biggest concern for this car, it's not really something to do with the manufacturing. It's just tunability. If you buying this car for tuning, there is a lot of parts that are simply not made for this car. Like, they are made for the 2008 and up. Like, for some reason, there's a few tunable parts for this car. And if there are tunable parts, those aren't like the top-notch brands. Those aren't like the ones that everybody has in their cars because they have warranty. These are the ones you gotta get from China, those tuned parts. And, you know, taking a risk like that on your engine and stuff like that, because you can easily blow a motor if you have too much horsepower and it's not, you know, no warranty, not regulated, you didn't install it right, etc. Tunability is a big problem on this car if you are a tunable prep. Problem with this car is that it's the 2006 to 2008 have a different body style than the 2009 to 2011. And as you in the 2009 and 2011 looks like the coupes from 2007 all the way to 2013. So the 2006 to 2008 have the older looking body kit. And what I mean by older looking is just the tail lights, the trunk has a different lights, and the front it has different headlights. So, and the grill is obviously the biggest thing you can tell is the difference. If you look at the grills, it's 4 pieces instead of 2 pieces. For me, I want to change it. If I want to change the bumper to the newer model, I have to get a new hood. And if I get a new hood, I have to get new headlights. So upgrading a car like this to make it look like the newer model is going to be a lot of money. And if you have an option just to get the newer one for an extra $1,000, it's going to be a whole lot cheaper for you in the long run. If you plan on tuning it, if you plan on adding a body kit to it, then it really doesn't matter, but you're going to have all that money at the exact same time. You can't just do one thing at a time when you get the money, which to some people it's preferred. Let me close the window real quick. But some people it's preferred. They want to see their car before and after. They don't want to just add one thing, and they don't notice a difference. But to some people like me, I noticed that having $1,500 or $2,000 at a time to get all the body kits and the painting the parts, it's just not practical. And you may say, oh, well, you can just get you can get the bumpers. So the bumpers, all the parts, if I just get the hood and the bumper off of eBay, I'm gonna get like $700 for both of them. It's gonna cost me an extra $700 just to paint them. Why? The BMW has, all their paints are pearl. And it's not as pearl colored as like if you get a custom paint job pearl white. It's not that type of pearl, but it has a little bit of an accent to the paint. And if you just get it regularly painted with it, like let's say if it's a black car and you get a black paint, gloss black, it's not going to match the paint. You're going to see a difference. The paint over that on a 2006 to 2000, all the way to actually all E90s are like this. The newer models, the paints are I've noticed is slightly cheaper. And of course the E46s are really cheap now because they're old. But the E90s, they added this special paint to it, which does give it a good look. And this is why this is one of the reasons why I like my color. It's Arctic metallic. It's interesting color. I mean, at first I really didn't like it. I hated it. But then I over time I started to like it. So those are my top 5 problems that I encountered having this 2016 9. I think the main 2 you need to check when you get this car. I mean, auxiliary, you can live with it. Gas mileage, if you got the money, you can live with it. And of course, the body kit is an option. But you have got to check the air conditioning and the transmission. Transmission, I'm having a problem right now. I'm really trying to figure it out. Money is a big concern. If I can figure it out, then I'll fix it. But I plan on replacing the automatic with a manual. So hopefully that works out. It'll be another video for you guys. I have a couple more videos coming up. The wheel I'm using currently is the M wheel. It's a very beautiful wheel. It cost me around $385 to get it. I installed it myself. Didn't cost anything out of pocket after that. Just on my wheel for around $200. So overall, $185 job, and it makes the interior look so much nicer. It makes the driving experience a whole lot better. I do need a slight alignment, but other than that, definitely worth the money. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a big like for me in a comment, just so I know you guys are there watching my videos. Really do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi. Các bạn hãy bấm like, comment và hãy bấm nút đăng ký để ủng hộ cho kênh mình nha.